Okay, so in this video I'm going to be showing you how I coded from scratch in Codecademy and Khan Academy. So first I went into Codecademy and I spent probably 3 to 4 hours, and I got 21% of the HTML and CSS, the very first project. And I also dabbled with the JavaScript a little bit as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this project right here super quick and see if I can get it right. We've discussed styling HTML elements using CSS, but how is it actually done? To style an HTML element using CSS, you must first select that element in the CSS file. For example, to style a paragraph element, the syntax to select it using CSS is P and then a bracket and a closing bracket. In the example above, all paragraph elements are selected using a CSS selector. The selector in this case is P. Note that the CSS selector essentially matches the HTML tag for that element, but without the angle brackets. Note the P selector in the example above will select all P elements on the web page. Later in this course, you will learn how to use more specific CSS selectors so that you can select any element you want. Okay. So I'm supposed to select the H1 element. So like this. Yes. Okay. So it's a fairly easy to use interface, and I really like it versus Khan Academy because it's on Khan Academy it's not really as much code, but with Codecademy you're really actually coding. So that's kind of the main difference I like. That's why I liked it better, because it really fits my learning style better. And I've also created this yesterday with what I've learned. It is just a short website page, just an example website page, and I declared the doc type, set HTML language, the head, the character set, and the title of my webpage, CRIMSON501 up there. And this starts the head. Then there's the body. In the header group, I've got right up here at the very top an example of HTML5 and CSS3, which is the standard, and it's all this is. I like brackets code editor because it formats everything to W3 standards. I have the unordered list up here that has a home, about, and contact that you could have linked up. And in the styles.css it has a simple animation that changes the color when you mouse over it, since it's a link. That's the end of the navigation panel. Now I have this right here. This box is made up of CSS, and it's not connected to a real-time clock or anything, so it's just whatever you put in, but it's May the 6th, and you can change it to whatever you want right here. I can make it be May the 7th. If it'll work right. Yeah, May the 7th. And yeah, it's just a simple box right there. And I have this text right here, and just some more text, and then the copyright notice in the footer. And in the styles page, I thought it was really neat. I didn't realize you could do this until just a little bit ago. You can actually add a text shadow on really anything, and you can. This is the opacity of the shadow. If I put it on 1, it will be right on it, but if I put it at 10, it's kind of a dull shadow. And I can move it to the left by making it be 100, or I can make it look really good right there. And you can do that, so that's pretty neat. And yeah, there's just so many possibilities. And what you're doing up here, you're declaring the font families you'll be using. And then right up here, this is telling how wide, the maximum width in px pixels it can be. And what's really neat about that is if you have images on your website and you don't want them to, and they're not really high quality images to start with, and you don't want them to be distorted, if somebody on a really high resolution monitor pulls it up, then you can constrain the web page to where it only goes to a certain width. So like this, if I was on a really big computer, it would have just a really wide margin on both sides instead of stretching it, which is a really nice feature to have on any website. And then the rest is just, they just build upon each other. It's mostly just a copy with some small changes. But I really like brackets as a code editor. It really works great for HTML. So, as far as Codecademy is concerned, I couldn't really ever get into it. This is more of the JavaScript, but I think PHP would probably work a little bit better than JavaScript. I think it's easier to learn. I've been looking at it a little bit, and this is just my evaluation of what the best tool is and just what I've learned, and this is my screencast for this step right here. So thank you.